I could take virtually any script I've ever worked on, find a way to shoot it in Washington.
Washington's a very welcoming place. We want you to film here. You can get the forest, you can get the city, you can get desert.
Lush, grassy plains. It could be Wisconsin or North Carolina.
That's really the exciting thing, I think, just how much you can get without leaving the border.
The incentive from the time that you apply to the time that we write a check comes under our office. It's not a tax credit where you have to go out and sell it. You can literally get that check from me and put it in the bank.
The way it is now, you just don't have to go to LA or Atlanta or New Orleans to do the work anymore. We can do it here.
The turnaround time, the amount they work with you, the investment is so unique.
It would have been easier to do it in LA.
No, not a chance.
When you come to the state of Washington, you've got so many choices. You're foolish not to.
Welcome to the 2025 Annual Industry Update. And what a way to open the evening tonight with just a reminder of how gorgeous Washington State is. We have everything: rainforests, deserts, mountains, coastlines, we've got it all. And these locations are a big part of what we talk to clients about because it's just so gorgeous. We want to give a shout out to Chris Busted, who edited this piece for us, and he made it picture perfect. And then, of course, the State of Washington Tourism, which gave us the grant to do this footage. And finally, Godspeed, who is the production company that we worked with, who went to capture this gorgeous footage from all over the state. Oh, and my name's Amy Lillard, and I am the Executive Director of Washington Filmworks.
And I'm Julie Damon. I'm the Chief of Staff at Washington Filmworks. We spend a lot of time talking to industry leaders and major production centers. We've learned a lot from these conversations, and while the nation struggles to keep production stateside, we know from dozens and dozens of meetings what makes Washington marketable, which is helping us win business. This year, we attracted new clients with budgets in the $8 to $10 million range. We hosted our first ever studio feature film, and our film office also fielded inquiries and provided services for over an estimated 350 motion picture projects. Oh yeah, and we also did 7 commercials.
So that was a quick overview of what we do, and now we want to talk a little bit about why we do it. For those of you that might not be familiar, Washington Filmworks is a legislatively commissioned nonprofit organization. And this year, the board of directors revisited the mission, vision, and values of the organization, which is the first time in almost 2 decades.
Thanks to our facilitators from Reclaiming Us, who guided the conversations at the board level. And thank you also to the Film Leadership Council and the Equity Committee, who were a part of this process. It was a passionate and thoughtful conversation. So we're sharing this publicly for the first time tonight, our new vision and mission that reflect the updates in the law and the values of this organization. Amy, without further ado.
Well, I'm about to share the new vision statement for the organization. Washington Filmworks envisions a thriving creative economy in Washington where film and media production fuel equitable job growth, drive statewide investment, and showcase the state as a premier destination for film production. Julie, share the mission statement, will you?
Absolutely. Washington Filmworks strengthens Washington's film industry by advancing economic development, building career pathways, and connecting communities to opportunity. Through strategic partnerships, financial incentives, In statewide advocacy, we serve as a catalyst for sustainable job creation, local business growth, and inclusive workforce development in film and creative media. If you want to read more about the mission and vision and values, you can visit our website at washingtonfilmworks.org.
Hey, Julie, you want to know what's super fun?
What?
When one of our major motion pictures gets some Oscar buzz.
Are you talking about Train Dreams?
Totally talking about Train Dreams.
Which is now available for streaming on Netflix.
Indeed.
And Variety said could be the best picture sleeper of Oscar season.
Yes, that is the exact project. But as much as I love all the Oscar buzz and the accolades, what I really love is the impact that this film had in Washington State. So you know us, we love a little bit of data. So I'm going to dive into the data. This is truly a love letter to locations in Washington State. They filmed in 6 counties across the state. They also hired a lot of people and spent a lot of money. They hired 425 folks in Washington State. And then in addition to that, they spent money with over 850 unique businesses in 22 counties. It's pretty extraordinary. So no doubt that this film is getting a lot of buzz, but it's also a wonderful calling card for other projects that are considering filming in Washington.
We try to take advantage of every opportunity to be on set, to see the amazing work of our cast and crew. We were invited to visit the set of Train Dreams when they were in Stevens County, and we captured some of this behind-the-scenes footage. We were able to talk to some of the cast and crew, so thank you to Counting Coup who were able to catch this all on camera.
2, 3, 4.
My name is Will Janowitz. I'm one of the producers on Train Dreams. We're here in Washington State filming it.
Oh God, it's been a journey to put this film together, and we've been so lucky with the incredible talent that has joined us. The novella really speaks to everyone in a different way, and so I think that's why we've been so lucky to get people like Joel Edgerton and Felicity Jones and Bill Macy and Carrie Condon and Clifton Collins Jr. and John Deal.
Train Dreams is an unusual film. It's about the life of Robert Grenier, who's a fictional character. It's a story that tells the entire span of his life, helping to build the railroads and work in the logging industry.
He's kind of growing up in a world where minorities are treated in a certain way, and he doesn't want to be a part of that. It's the story of kind of his repentance and figuring out how to make amends.
You know, I had read the book about 10 years ago, and I was very moved. And there's stuff in the story and the loss of family that is quite heartbreaking.
It's a beautiful script. I mean, a jaw-dropping script. I'm crazy for Arn Peoples. They wrote such stunning dialogue for me.
We never really had a director. We had flirted with some notable directors, but didn't pull the trigger.
Clint's amazing. I think, from the moment that I saw Jockey in the middle of the pandemic, I was like, that's our guy for Train Dreams.
When I first heard of Train Dreams, I was going to shoot in Europe, but the story took place in Eastern Washington, and they wanted to come here for 8 days and shoot some B-roll and certain scenes to get that Eastern Washington feel and to tie it all together. And I'm like, why are they going to Europe? Why don't they just shoot it here? The incentive is great, the crew's great here, we can handle it all here.
Here in Northeast Washington, we only have 11 people per square mile, if you take into account all 3 counties. So odds are you're going to be able to find very remote, beautiful, pristine scenery that might be hard to find elsewhere.
I think there's just a synergy up here where we work together because that's how we get things done. We live in an amazing place, and I just love that people get to see a part of where we live every day. It's very special.
We've had a wonderful time shooting here. I mean, the environments that we've been shooting in are so spectacular. There's just such a great landscape here, and it's I mean, you'll see when you see the film just how beautiful the countryside is.
As we mentioned, none of this work would be possible without having a robust pipeline of capable talent. That's where our workforce development comes in and is helping. In this past year, we completed the second cohort of the Above the Line Education Forum, which aims to develop the state's future job creators and is already working. So far, they've created 138 paid industry jobs for our local talent. In 2026, we'll be debuting an expansion of our media mentorship program, which provides training and entry-level opportunities into the industry. But right now, we'd like to share a video where you can hear directly from some of the folks from our most recent Above the Line cohort, which focused on documentary filmmaking.
When I started this, I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that I wanted accountability, I wanted community, and I wanted accurate information about how to run a business, and the business is independent documentary filmmaking.
There were definitely multiple moments where I was like, oh, that's an aha moment for me. That's a light bulb going off for me.
I went to film school, and a lot of that emphasis was like how to tell your story, you know, what kind of camera angles, what editing techniques do you want to use, and I think it really rarely gets talked about all the other stuff that goes into filmmaking.
I'm starting to build these relationships with, you know, industry professionals that are local to me, that are willing to listen to me, that are willing to support me.
And it was honestly like life-changing. I feel like it took this thing that I've always had a love for but was ready to kind of shelf and completely injected a new love for it into me that was not just about the art, it was about the people.
There are a lot of ways that you can misunderstand the world around you, and I think documentary filmmakers are kind of the key to breaching that gap of understanding.
To be able to tell stories of the human condition, to me, it is one of the primary ways to build empathy and compassion.
We all just want to encourage each other and help our local industry grow and be successful.
By the way, I just love how the workforce development is creating community and, you know, bringing new people to the Washington Filmworks family. I just love it. But with that said, I'd love to push pause for just a minute here and acknowledge the incredible people that we have the privilege to work with. Of course, we're going to start with Washington Filmworks Board of Directors. These folks are appointed by the governor and live in cities and counties across the state. We also work with a very talented Film Leadership Council and Equity Committee, and they help our staff do program design and keep us up to speed on what's happening in the industry. And of course, last but not least, is the talented and dynamic staff at Washington Filmworks that we work with each and every day.
This year, Washington Filmworks focused on 2 programs to help build a more inclusive statewide film industry that's safe, welcoming, and accessible. The first was our Inclusive Film Set Initiative, where we hosted 10 roundtables across the state and learned more about the barriers of entry into this industry, especially for individuals from underrepresented communities. And as a result, there is now a new page on our website, which is devoted to inclusive film set resources that are free for anyone who wants to access them. We also hosted our first event this fall, where producer Effie Brown, who is an Academy Board member and president of Game Changer Films, she shared her personal lived experiences about building inclusive work environments. We're looking forward to our next event in Spokane this spring.
Also this year, Washington Filmworks received a regenerative grant from the State of Washington Tourism so that we could foster film readiness with the 29 federally recognized tribes across Washington state. We partnered with the Whitener Group, who helped us build authentic relationships within that community. And we built a new network of tribal liaisons who help us and facilitate filming in their jurisdiction. We expanded our network of Native filmmakers and told them about the programs and opportunities that we provide to support them. And then we have expanded the network of film-friendly locations on tribal lands.
Our Film Office Department is one of our busiest departments. It hosts a multitude of resources, including our location database, a free crew and support services database, and of course, our liaison network with over 150 liaisons statewide. But that does not even begin to speak to the number of inquiries we receive on a daily basis. And we love it. So, in order to help us field all of these questions and learn more about the status of projects in the Washington film community, we've expanded our Tell Us About Your Project portal. In addition to requesting support, you can tell us about what you're working on and what your experience was on a project so that we can learn more about it. We know that the projects that Washington Filmworks funds is only a portion of the work that happens in Washington State, so we want to hear from the community.
That's such an important thing to talk about, which is, we're not just about the projects that we fund or the people who are in our workforce development programs. We have resources for everyone in Washington. So come check out the website if you haven't already. One of the success stories that I absolutely love talking about is the Small Budget Production Initiative. This is a relatively new program, couple years now, and it is a program designed for Washington State directors and producers making projects between $20,000 and $1 million. And we have seen an incredible array of content, music videos, shorts, episodic series. I mean, I could go on feature films, of course, I could go on, but the statistic that I love is that 32 projects have been fully funded and are either in production or have completed production. So that's an incredible stat. It's an investment in the future of film here, and we just want to congratulate all of those filmmakers. With that, we had a chance to sit down with one of those filmmakers, Jared Briley, who made a feature film called Evergreens, to talk to him about his project as well as the program itself. Enjoy.
I always wanted to do a movie that was set in Washington that really showed the true topography as you make your way across the state, because I always feel like people know Washington really well, but really it's the evergreens and not that high desert kind of Grand Coulee, Moses Lake area, Leavenworth. And so I kind of geared it towards working with people I know across Washington State and really just making a slice of life love story. The spirit of the movie was like, we're just gonna have a road trip and we're gonna do it for real and we're gonna make our way across the state. It was the best experience because I think everybody just had an attitude like, we're on a road trip, and it was a lot of fun. The hardest part for me making this movie was raising the money, and I think any filmmaker will say the same thing. Like, the hardest thing is getting the money. The funding through the Small Budget Production Initiative was the difference between getting the movie made, truly. I was able to go to investors and say, look, Washington State is supporting local filmmakers and they're willing to come in without a penny attached and say, hey, we're gonna support this movie and we're gonna earmark this money. It really gives you that chance as a jumping off point. Working as an assistant director, I mean, I've worked in all the tax incentive states. None of them have a program like this. This is a robust production center state where there's a lot of good filming happening. Simultaneously, there's a lot of great creatives that are doing their own independent projects here. What the SBPI will do is remind us that we're creatives ourselves.
I also wanted to mention that Evergreens and its gorgeous travelogue across the state qualified for a Rural Enhanced incentive. We've had incredible reach into rural Washington, with approved projects having filmed in 72% of rural counties. Several of these have been commercials.
That's right. Some of you may have noticed in the community that we have a lot more of commercials coming through the state of Washington. As a matter of fact, the board has approved 7 commercials since July 1st of this year. Part of that is because we have updated the commercial incentive so that any regional or national commercial can now apply and are eligible regardless of where you are filming in Washington State. So more opportunities for commercials coming through. As we close out the night, I wanted to share something an elected official once said to me. He said, if you want to know the story of film, you need to turn the camera on the cast and crew. He's absolutely right. It's the talented cast, crew, and vendors in Washington that make any script or storyboard come alive. You are the people that we think about each and every day that we do our work. And we design our programs and policies so that you can do what you love living right here in Washington.
Thank you to our comms team for helping us put together this annual industry update, and to Motion State for creating this behind-the-scenes video we're about to share.
Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in 2026.
Good night.
Here today in Yakima, Washington, to start off our 4-day shoot going all around Washington State with some cool cars, some cool people, and a really good crew shooting tires for our friends over at Bridgestone and Firestone.
Come take a behind-the-scenes look.
Action. In 3, 2, 1. A little faster, Yeah, that's nice. It's really nice. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's it. You got it.